Welcome back to part 3 of the Layers of Texture Infinity Scarf Crochet-a-Long. And in this video I'm going to be showing you the chains and spine stitch. I will be using Lion Brand Heartland in Glacier Bay 105, which is the blue, as my color A, and Lion Brand Heartland Big Bend 124 in brown as my color B. Now, if you are joining me right now, you have already done your staircase stitch, divider rows, and the horizontal and vertical stitch and divider rows, and now we're getting ready to turn. And as always, when you turn, you should have your working yarn on the side that is the same as your dominant hand. So if you are a righty, your working yarn should be on the right side, and if you are a lefty, your working yarn should be on the left side. And just as I moved that yarn, I almost lost my loop here, so let me just pull that back up. And I'm going to switch the stitch marker now to my color B. Now, just a refresher, when we're doing intermeshing crochet, we're always crocheting the same color into the same color. So whenever I'm using color A, I'm only stitching into color A. We're only double crocheting in double crochets. We're always skipping our chain one spaces, and that is some helpful guidelines to keep you going. So for the chains and spine stitch, we're going to start with our color B in the back. And we've talked a little bit about this, but not too much, and a couple of people that have been watching and crocheting along have been having troubles with their edges. So keeping the yarn in the front or back as directed will help with that. So as with every row, we started with a chain 4, which counts as a double crochet and a chain 1 space. And then we're going to double crochet in the back. Now, since we've just done the divider rows, our rows are not interlocked. So let's make sure we line things up before we move ahead. Remember that our color A is 1 stitch longer than our color B. So, or 2 stitches, but one on each side. So we're going to start with our color A on the side, and then in our first color A chain 1 space will be our first double crochet from chain B. So now that we have that lined up, since this is a double crochet in the back, it will be behind the chain 1 space of the other color. So we're just going to gently push that in the back, and we're going to double crochet in there. And what we're going to do now is this next part we're going to repeat 3 times. So we're going to chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the front of the next stitch. And then we're going to chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the back of the next stitch. And again, remembering that our stitches are always going either in the front or the back of the chain 1 space of the other color. So now let's repeat that 2 more times because we had to do 3 in total. So chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the front, and then chain 1 and skip 1, and let's just push this out of the back, nice and easy. And we're going to repeat it one last time. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the front, and chain 1 and skip 1 and double crochet in the back. So let's pull this back here, and remember I've talked before that there's different ways of pulling it. You can either use your hook like I just did, or you can use your finger to push it to the back or pull it to the back. And then we've done that now 3 times. We're going to chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the front of our very last stitch. Now we're going to drop our color A, and I'm going to switch out our stitch markers. So I'm going to put this back into our color A, and I'm going to pick up the color B. And so with color B, this is going to be row 7B in the pattern. We're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again that's the double crochet in a chain 1 space. And then we're going to double crochet in the back of the next stitch, which is perfect because it's already waiting back here for us. So that's nice and easy. Now this next part we're going to repeat twice. We're going to chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the front. Remembering that we're always keeping our brown or our color B in our color B stitches. and chain 1 and skip 1 and double crochet in the front again. And again, front and back is just the position of the double crochet relative to the chain 1 space in the other color, whether it's in front of it or behind it. Now we'll do this next part twice. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the back. So chain 1, skip 1, I'm going to find our double crochet back here, and then chain 1, skip 1, and again we're going to just double crochet in the back. And this next part we're going to repeat twice as well, which will be chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the front, which is right up here, and then chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the front again. Remember, when you skip the for the turning chain, don't forget to skip that space. Sometimes it's a little harder to see, but just don't forget to skip that one chain. Okay, so now we finished this row and 7A and 7B, and we're going to turn our piece. And again, I like to switch up my stitch markers so I don't lose my color B. For this particular row, we're going to also keep color B in the back, so we don't need to move the yarn, it's already in the right position. And now we're on row 8A. So with color A, we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to double crochet in the front of the next stitch, which is perfect because it's right here in the front already. And we're going to repeat this next part 3 times. We're going to chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the back of the next stitch, so we're going to just go in our double crochet in the next double crochet in the back, and then we're going to chain 1 and skip 1 and double crochet in the front of our next stitch, and just be sure to pull the loop out to the front. And we're going to repeat that whole sequence 3 times. So that was the first repeat, so 2 more times. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the back, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the front. Okay, one more time. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the back, and chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the front. And then we're going to end this row by chaining 1, skipping 1, and double crocheting in the back. This edge stitch, it's pretty hard to be in the front or the back, to be fair, so just do your best, because remember, there's no more of the color B row there. So now we're going to drop our color A. We're not going to turn though. We're going to pick up our color B, so I'm just going to switch the stitch marker into my blue, which is my color A, and I'm going to pick up my brown, which is my color B, and this would be row 8B in the pattern, which is actually repeating row 7B. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 4 with our color B. We're going to double crochet in the back of the next stitch, which is already back there, so that's nice and easy. Then we're going to do the next thing twice. Chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the front. So pull that out there and do that again. So it'll be chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the front again. And the next part we're going to do twice as well. Chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the back. And oops, I like to go under both loops actually, which is why I just pulled that out. The reason is because this is so many chains that this gives it a little bit more structure if we go under both loops. It's a little bit more solid. So we'll do that again. We're going to chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the back again. And now the next part we're also going to repeat twice. Chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the front. And so we're coming to the end of this part of the pattern. Do that twice. Chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the front. And so now what you're going to do is you're going to repeat these rows 7A and 7B and 8A and 8B until this portion, so the part that comes after the divided rows, is about 8.5 inches long, or about 1/6 of your final project. and I'll be back in a couple days for part 4. So I hope you're enjoying the crochet along. Have a great day, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.